So 我们这一个 lecture 我们要讲的是关于到我们的 skewness，然后还有我们的在 workshop 里面有一直讲到的interquartile range。So 之前我们 cover 了就是它的 central tendency，也就讲着 how spread the data is。But how can I actually put it into mathematic forms？我们的 formula 应该要怎样去用 ？And how can we use the statistics to conclude with strong supporting evidence? Is actually according to 我们的 range, interquartile range，还有我们的 standard deviation 的。Which in our in the future we will be learning about standard deviation. I think it's the next lecture lah. So what is a consistency? A consistency can be indicated with the measure of variation， 就是 how 它的那个 data 到底是有多 varying. So we have an example with 1 2 1 2 2 0 1 is quite consistent. It's between 2 1 and 0. But for player 2 in the table, it's really not consistent. 全部都是0 0 0，然后最后突然间出现一个9的。So we cannot really predict the result. And that's what we call consistency. So previously we were always talking about the group data, but 如果它是 ungroup data for the interquartile or a range should be straightforward lah. But lower quartile or upper quartile, okay, the statistics part is a bit confusing. For even number, 对于我们之前讲 25% 或者是 75%, but that's only for group data. 如果它是 ungroup data 或者是我们的 discrete data, that we have to first recognize where the Q2 is first. Okay, so which is the median. So how can we identify it? The way that we can identify it is using the cross method. 所以我们现在就是知道它这一个 value 一定是在 13还有29之间，也就是 between these two number 啦。So in order to find it, so 13 29 over 2. Okay, so that would result into 42 over 2, and our Q2 in this case would be 21. Now, what about Q1 and Q3, which is our top part? So in this case, our lower upper quartile and the lower quartile. 所以也就是我们这里还有这里的部分，因为我们的 middle， 我们的 Q2 is over here. So we will separate into two sides. For discrete lah, this is for discrete. Okay, so in this case, 我们讲 OK 中间是在这里嘛，一定是 between these two 了的嘛。所以5 and 9的 middle 它就是 7. OK， 同样的33 and 49的中间，那也就是41. So in this case, 我们的这里是 Q1, this is Q3. 那我们的 interquartile range, that would be 41 minus 7, that makes it as 34. Now if it's odd number, it's easier. So 我们的 odd number, 我们就用 cross and cross 方式，我们发现到 middle 就是 sorry, this I just realized this is not in sequence. 所以我们就讲 let's make it into sequence first. 17, 39, 43, 69, 73, 77. So 我们就用 cross 的方式，我们会发现到中间的这个 value 是我们的 answer for Q2, which is 43. This is our median. 那我们就分为左边和右边 again. 然后你要的话也其实可以用 cross 的方式 but this middle one should be Q1 and this middle one should be Q3. Okay, so 在我们的 stem and leaf diagram 里面呢，我们 I probably have taught the wrong thing in workshop, but yes, we have to use the counting method. Okay, we have to. 只是可能误打误撞，我们真的是刚刚好每一次找到都是对的答案。Okay, so in this case, 我们这里的 middle 是谁？ OK， 我们就要用 cross 的方式，我们就可以算出来 这一个是我们的 median。 Okay, so our Q2 is equals to 153. Now 我们就分为左边和右边。 OK， 这里也是。那黄色的也就是我们 Q1 的 value 是谁呢？ cross 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 cross， 那就是4 and 8 between. So in this case that would be 144 plus 148 over 2， 所以我们的 middle 是146。 And Q3 那也就是我们 cross 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 157 plus 159 over 2 equals to 158。 所以这一个就是我们 Q1 Q3。 And in order to find interquartile range, that will be 158 minus 146, that will be 12. Okay, now if it is a group data, 那就是用回我们之前的 method, n over 4, n over 2, n over 4, or a times 3. 如果他给你一个东西叫做 percentiles， 那我们就是讲这 for the percentage that we want to find, times it by the number of data in total. Okay, 所以他有可能会问你 20th, 30th, 50th, or 50 which is the half, 75th which is the upper quartile, 80th 等等的。Okay, so let's give it a go. So state the number of students that are higher than 90th of the percentage. Okay, so 我们这里的 90th percent 是多少？ 250 乘以 90%, which I need to open my这一个, so that's approximately 225, and it's here. 所以总共有多少个学生呢？So 我们的 cumulative frequency it's 25. Okay, so only 25% of it. Not 25. So the number of students that's higher than 90% of the percentile, so it'll be 25 over 250, which is 10%. Okay, or we can say only 25 students if they're asking for number of students. Okay, now state the height of the 90th percentile. For the height itself, 因为我们知道 P 是等于90, N is equals to 250. So if we use the formula, we can find out the percentile position is at 225th position, which I just drew the line, and it's at 37. So that will be 37 cm. 所以它简单来讲就是要找出对应的一个 height 啦 for this case. Now, mentioning about skewness. Skewness 简单来讲就是 bias to one side or not. Okay, 就是可能讲它偏向于 easy or hard, weak or strong, 等等等等的 depending, maybe it's tending towards higher IQ, lower IQ 还是什么的 It really depends on the result. But how can I find about the skewness? It's actually depending on 我们的range between the median to Q1, which is lower quartile, and median to upper quartile. 如果我们的 upper quartile 减去 median is bigger than 我们的 median 减去 Q1, that is a positive skew. In a way, 我们的 positive skew 简单来讲，我的 skew 我会 think of it 啦 as 这里是它的尾部 positive tail， 这个是我会去想的。OK， 所以我们就是会出现一个尾巴在这里 and vice versa to the negative. Now, what about if it's approximately the same? So maybe the difference is only 0.1 啦。那我就会讲这个叫做 symmetrical distribution， 就是他们是很 50-50 的，差不多。 So with the skew data, just remember skew data for median is always more reliable than average. 因为 for skew data 还记得我们 average 讲过什么，就是我们的 average is affected by 我们的 skewness, 我们的 highest value or lowest value. Okay, so it's best that we say about median for skew data. But for distribution, symmetrical distribution is best for average. So this is box and whisker. And for box and whisker, briefly talk through it. 我们的 lowest and the highest is over here. And it's pretty much the same as GCSE. OK, 所以这里的话就是我们的 upper quartile 还有lower quartile 还有 upper quartile, and the median is right over here. Don't ever think that it's always even like symmetrical distribution. 它一定是偏向于一个地方的，有可能。OK, 然后我们就讲它是maybe we just say 它是 skew or not. OK, 所以你会发现到它集中的地方，它的 Q2 在哪里？就是 according to the skew. 如果它的 skew 是好像讲它去左边的话 median 是去左边的话，就是我们 positive skew. 所以我们从这里我们就看出来这一个就是 positive skew 了的，从这个 box whisker. So using the summary statistics to compare this of the two, 所以我们就讲有什么样的 summary statistics 呢？我们可以讲的是 IQR, 我们的 range, 还有我们的 median. So IQR in this case, A set 的话就是32.20，也就是14 or 16. 然后 B 的话，它就是等于我们的12。The range for set A, that will be 45 minus 12, 33, and 27 for set B. And median, that will be 24 and 25. Now, comment on the skewness. First of all, 我们可以直接 by inspection use the box plot 的方式来去看。Yes. Second thing, we can also apply Q2 minus Q1 is lower than Q1 minus Q3 minus Q2. 这个是我们的 positive skew. But for this one, they are approximately the same. We can say that this is symmetrical distribution. 或者 symmetric distribution. Okay, so either through inspection or through 我们的 Q2 minus Q1 comparison with Q3 minus Q2. And that will be it for this lecture.